What if one of the most intimate and heartwarming photos of Meghan Markle and her daughter Lilibet turned out to be nothing more than a carefully crafted illusion? What if the image we all saw, the one that seemed to capture the perfect mother-daughter moment, was actually fake, staged, manipulated, and possibly even with a lifelike doll instead of her real child? This isn't just another rumor. This is a claim from Jake Rosenberg, a well-known celebrity photographer who says he was hired to create this moment. But with a shocking twist, he was told to ensure Lilibet was out of focus and used a doll instead of a child. Now, let that sink in. How far would Meghan Markle go to control her image? What does this say about the lengths celebrities are willing to go to shape how we see them, even when the truth is staring us right in the face? Today, we're diving into one of the biggest scandals surrounding the Sussexes in recent memory. We'll explore what really happened behind the lens, why this photo is raising so many red flags, and what it means for Meghan's reputation, especially after everything she's been through. This isn't just about one photo. It's about trust, authenticity, and the price of a perfectly curated public life. Buckle up, because what we're about to uncover might change the way you see Meghan Markle forever. What would you do if the one thing you thought you could rely on, something as simple as a photograph, turned out to be a complete lie? Would you trust anything anymore? And if it was someone like Meghan Markle, a public figure who has spent years crafting an image of authenticity and transparency, would you still believe her? The photo in question showed Meghan Markle and her daughter, Lilibet Diana, a rare, intimate moment between mother and child. At first glance, it looked like a beautiful, personal image, a refreshing look into Meghan's private life. It was part of the launch for her new lifestyle brand, As Ever, which promised authenticity and a return to Meghan's roots. The photo was meant to be a symbol of warmth, motherhood, and a fresh start for the Duchess. But then, things started to unravel. The eagle-eyed viewers began to notice odd details. Something didn't feel quite right. The lighting was too perfect, the shadows off, and the child seemed unnaturally still, almost too still for a toddler. A growing chorus of skepticism began to build online, with some asking, was that even Lilibet in the photo? Or had something been manipulated? Had the image been digitally altered? Worse yet, had Meghan gone so far as to use a hyper-realistic doll in place of her daughter? Jake Rosenberg, the photographer behind the image, soon emerged at the heart of the controversy. A highly respected celebrity photographer, Rosenberg claimed that the entire shoot was orchestrated by Meghan herself, and that the child in the image may not have been Lilibet at all. Rosenberg even suggested that a doll was used. Yes, a doll. Let that sink in for a moment. Was Meghan really willing to go this far to create the perfect image of motherhood for the world to see? And why would she need to? What is the truth behind this photograph? And what does it mean for Meghan's carefully curated public image? Now, let's take a step back and think about why this is so significant. Meghan Markle has long been a target of intense media scrutiny. Ever since her relationship with Prince Harry went public, she has faced relentless criticism from tabloids and royal watchers alike. But over time, she has also worked incredibly hard to rebrand herself, especially after stepping down from royal duties. Her move to California was supposed to be a fresh start, and this new business venture was supposed to showcase a more relatable, down-to-earth side of her. Her brand, As Ever, promised just that: realness, simplicity, and elegance. But was it real? Or was it another piece of the grand image Meghan has been carefully curating for years? The problem is, this scandal, this allegation about a fabricated image, hits at the very core of what Meghan has been trying to rebuild: her authenticity. For years, Meghan has been criticized for controlling her narrative. Critics have pointed to her carefully crafted appearances, from the Oprah interview to the Netflix docuseries, and suggested that much of her public persona is a product of careful PR work. Now, with these latest allegations, the question becomes even more important. Is Meghan Markle truly authentic? Or is she just another celebrity manipulating the public for her own gain? Let's pause for a moment and think about the significance of this scandal in the context of celebrity branding. This isn't the first time we've seen public figures manipulate their images to create a more flattering, more relatable persona. Celebrities have long used PR teams, stylists, photographers, and even social media platforms to craft a version of themselves that appeals to the public. But what happens when that manipulation goes too far? What happens when a public figure crosses the line between controlling their narrative and outright deceiving their audience? The truth is, we live in an age where the line between reality and fabrication is becoming increasingly blurred. With the advent of digital manipulation, filters, and even AI technology, it's harder than ever to tell what's real and what's fake. We see it every day on social media, with influencers and celebrities posting perfectly curated images that are carefully edited to portray an idealized version of their lives. But when we're talking about a photograph that's meant to capture a real, personal moment, like the image of Meghan and Lilibet, it becomes more troubling. If the photograph of Meghan with her daughter is, in fact, fabricated or manipulated in any way, it calls into question not just that image, but the very concept of authenticity in the digital age. Let's also consider the potential fallout from these revelations. If Jake Rosenberg's claims are true, and Meghan Markle did in fact manipulate this image to the extent that a doll was used instead of her child, what does that mean for her credibility? What does it mean for the public's perception of her? After all, this isn't just about a single photograph. This is about how Meghan has positioned herself in the public eye as someone who values truth, transparency, and authenticity. If it turns out that she orchestrated an elaborate illusion for the world to see, how does that affect her reputation? But beyond the scandal itself, there's also the issue of the broader implications for celebrity culture. How much of what we see from public figures is real, and how much is carefully constructed for our consumption? This isn't just an issue with Meghan. This is a larger conversation about how media, digital manipulation, and image control shape our understanding of celebrities. And in this case, it's not just about Meghan and Harry. This scandal could have far-reaching effects on how the public views celebrity images, not just in the world of royals, but in Hollywood and beyond. And then there's the impact on the royal family. Meghan and Harry have long been distanced from the rest of the royal family, but this scandal raises another question. How much damage will this do to their relationship with the monarchy? Will Buckingham Palace remain silent, as it has so many times before, or will this scandal force them to respond? If Meghan's credibility takes a hit, could it cause further division between the Sussexes and the rest of the royal family? This is where the tension really starts to build. On one hand, you have Meghan's defenders, who argue that she has every right to control her family's image, especially given the intense scrutiny she has faced from the media. On the other hand, you have critics who claim that this goes too far, that manipulating public perception to such an extreme degree undermines the trust that the public has in her. The question remains, can Meghan bounce back from this scandal? Will she address the allegations head-on and restore her credibility, or will this be another chapter in her complicated relationship with the press? The silence from Meghan's team only adds to the drama. Why hasn't she spoken out? Why hasn't she released more photos from the shoot to prove the authenticity of the image? Some might argue that she's waiting for the storm to die down, hoping the controversy will fade. Others might say that this is just another example of how Meghan prefers to keep her private life, well, private, especially when it comes to her children. But the longer the silence continues, the more the speculation grows. As we dig deeper into this story, one thing becomes clear. The truth, whatever it is not as simple as it seems, and whether Meghan decides to speak out or remain silent, the public perception of her has already shifted. The illusion has cracked, and the world is waiting to see whether Meghan can put the pieces back together, or whether this is the scandal that changes everything. So, where does this leave us? What does it all mean for Meghan Markle? Is this photo just a harmless piece of branding gone wrong? Or is it a major scandal that could shake the very foundation of the carefully crafted persona she's worked so hard to build? We've explored the claims, the allegations, and the evidence, or lack thereof. And one thing is clear, this controversy is far from over. Whether the photo is real or manipulated, the questions it raises are significant. How much of what we see from public figures is authentic? Can we truly trust the images we're presented with? Or is everything just part of a larger narrative being carefully constructed for our consumption? And more importantly, if Meghan did orchestrate such a fabrication, how will this affect her reputation, her brand, and her relationship with the public? What do you think? Did Meghan cross the line this time? Or is this just another example of the media blowing things out of proportion? Can she bounce back from this scandal? Or will this mark a turning point in how we see her and her family? I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more royal news, behind-the-scenes stories, and controversial updates. This is just the beginning, and trust me, you'll want to stay tuned as the truth behind Meghan Markle's latest scandal unfolds. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.